Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spring 2021 King's Celebration of Graduates. I sincerely wish that we could all be here in the same room together as we express our collective pride and joy at reaching one of your life's great accomplishments. And while we can't at this point in time, I promise you that we'll gather together when it's safe to do so and celebrate this great and noble achievement. I'd like to remind everyone, if you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to take your photo with your Class of 2021 lawn sign that was sent to you, or just take a photo of your celebration with your family and post it to your favorite social media channel. And please tag it at Kings at Western and use the hashtag Kings2021. Before we move forward, I want to acknowledge that our campus at King's University College is situated on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawaddaron people, all of whom have long-standing relationships to the land of southwestern Ontario and the City of London. The First Nations communities of our local area include Chippewas of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of Thames, and the Munsee Delaware Nation. And in our region, there are 11 First Nation communities, as well as a growing Indigenous urban population. King's University College values the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and all of the original people of Turtle Island, also known as North America. In respectful acknowledgement of our Indigenous neighbors and on behalf of the entire King's community, I offer you the warmest of welcomes, a King's welcome to our celebration. Take a bit of an Aristotelian tangent, if I may. Aristotle, the famous philosopher, the student of Plato and the ancient mentor of St. Thomas Aquinas, argued that the good life was the result of habitually acting virtuously and, perhaps odd to say, having good luck. Virtue, he argued, was the selection of behavior that's the mean between excess and deficit. For example, courage is the mean between being cowardly and being rash. Now, what he meant by good luck was the individual's good fortune to be surrounded by other virtuous people. For example, to be surrounded by good friends, family, co-workers, teachers, coaches, is to have good luck. Or to live in a society or to work or study in an institution that puts its values into action for the betterment of the community, locally and globally. That is good luck. My sincere hope for you is that you've had the good fortune to be able to surround yourself in these past 4 years with people who have loved and valued you for who you are and for who you wish to become. I also want you to know that on behalf of the faculty, staff, administrators, that we try every single day to make King's University College a virtuous place to be. A place that in turn fosters an environment for you to be virtuous, to make decisions, sometimes profoundly difficult decisions, particularly in this past year, that are not haphazard, but based on data and based upon your commitment to your values. Why do we do this? Because King's, your university, recognizes its tremendous responsibilities to teach, to research, and to graduate students like yourselves who will become the next generation of leaders for this world. A world with pockets of brilliance and pockets of chaos, wisdom, and struggles. Is it luck that you've become a King's graduate? Yes, you are lucky. Privileged to have an education when so many do not have a chance. However, as Robertson Davies, the Canadian author, so aptly said, what we call luck is the inner person externalized. We make things happen to us. So at King's, it's not enough that we provide you with the technical components of your discipline as scholars in English or philosophy or social work or economics. Every graduating BA globally will have these skills. What can distinguish you as leaders is your capacity to use these skills virtuously, compassionately, in the service of the greater good. To bring your good luck forward. It's this commitment to the community, to the greater good, that I hope King's University College has instilled in you, and that you will in turn instill in your communities, your organizations, where you work and volunteer, and in your lives. This past year has been bizarre. Who would have thought we'd have to do what we did, or that we could pull this off as well as we have? but in fact we have, you have. So now I'd like to share a personal story with you before I close this part of my convocation address. When my son Galen was 11 years old, he's now 29, I took him to Greece to climb Mount Olympus. It was a challenging 2-day climb in the heat and in the snow, a real challenge mentally and physically for both of us, actually. After very little sleep in a refuge halfway up and about 18 hours of climbing, we reached the top, exhausted and freezing, but very proud. I remember telling him that at the summit, now you can look back on this great accomplishment and know that the world could throw anything at you and you'll dig in and rise above it. Well, COVID has been your Mount Olympus. Reflect on what you've accomplished, be proud of your tenacity, your hardiness, and when the world throws you a curve, remember that what you've been through and what odds you've overcome. So congratulations, class of 2021. I am so very proud of you. Please carry your good fortune proudly forward. Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize this year's recipients of the King's Gold Medals. The Gold Medals are awarded to graduating students who've achieved the highest average in their academic program. And this year we have 12 students who have earned this remarkable achievement, and I'd like to recognize them now. In the Bachelor of Management and Organizational Studies honors, Rebecca Francis. Bachelor of Management and Organizational Studies, Yun Wu. Bachelor of Social Work honors, Tara Husney. Bachelor of Arts honors, Social Science, Courtney Hartwig. Bachelor of Arts honors, Humanities, Adriana Kubelis. Bachelor of Arts honors, Interdisciplinary Programs, Rachel Reparon. 4-year Bachelor of Arts, Social Science, Hannah Dardarian. 4-year Bachelor of Arts, Humanities, Cole van Merbergen. 4-year Bachelor of Arts, Interdisciplinary Program, Elisa McClellan. 3-year Bachelor of Arts, Social Science, Patrick Madge. 3-year Bachelor of Arts, Humanities, James Schnitzler. 3-year Bachelor of Arts, Interdisciplinary Programs, Lama Nabulsi. So congratulations to these graduates on their awards. We've posted more information about all of them on our King's website so that you can get to know more about their backgrounds and plans for the future. I would like to now introduce Jim Pancho, Director of Campus Ministry and Deacon of Christ the King University Parish, to offer blessings to our graduating students.
Gathered in this place of celebration, let us unite our hearts in prayer and entrust into the hands of the Lord those who are graduating this year.
A reading from the book of the prophet Micah. What is good? And what does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God?
May God give you the grace to make wise choices and to be faithful to your commitments, always confident in the support of those who love you.
May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you will live deep within your heart.
May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you will work for justice, equality, and peace.
May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you will reach out your hand to comfort them and change their pain into joy.
May God bless you with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world, so that you will do the things which others tell you can't be done.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. And till we meet again, until we meet again, may God hold you, may God hold you in the palm of His hand. May God hold you in the palm of His hand.
King's graduates, we pray that what you have become during your time at King's will continue to grow in service of humanity. May your integrity be a gift to the world, and may the Spirit of God be with you always.
Thank you, Jim, and the campus ministry team for that wonderful blessing. Next, I'd like to welcome Kapil Lakocha, Chair of the King's Board of Directors, to bring greetings on behalf of the board.
On behalf of the board of King's University College, I'd like to congratulate all graduates on your well-deserved success. Despite the pandemic challenges, you've proven to be resilient and ready to take on the next adventure. As a former grad and a former instructor, I know how special the King's community is. Whether it's further education, starting a career, or building a business, we know that your time at King's has provided a solid foundation to make a positive impact and make our world a better place to be and a place to belong for everyone. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Kapil, who's our newly named chair of the board. Thank you so much for everything you do, and the entire board for all that you do for the King's community. Next on our agenda, I'd like to welcome Dr. Gillian Balfour, our Vice Principal and Academic Dean of King's, who joins us virtually.
Hi everybody, I'm Gillian Balfour. I'm the Vice Principal and Academic Dean at King's University College. I'm coming to you today from the land of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples just outside of Peterborough, Ontario. I wish to welcome and acknowledge our graduates on their special day, but also their families, friends, and communities who have supported them. No one succeeds in life alone. Rather, we're always accompanied by those who believe in us. So please take a moment and look to the person next to you and say thank you. As graduates of King's University College, you have experienced a very different kind of final year, marked by the global pandemic, that has revealed to us the importance of kindness, fairness, and justice. We are now more than ever connected by our vulnerability, but also by the innovation to respond and to care for others. I joined King's myself in the midst of the pandemic and have witnessed firsthand our students have come together and excelled academically, but also how they have attended to the needs of others through their advocacy. We're so very proud of you for your hard work, and we know that you will accomplish great things rebuilding the world around us. Regardless of the paths that you have chosen and those that you will follow, your legacy will be felt by many. Thank you for being with us over the last several years and embodying that indeed King's is a place to be and to become.
Thank you, Gillian. Moving along, each year King's students elect a class valedictorian who offers an address to the annual King's Grad Ball. Unfortunately, this year the ball was again canceled due to the pandemic, but we are extremely happy to include the valedictorian's speech this evening. The role of the valedictorian is awarded to one of the graduating students who's made significant contributions to the King's community during their undergraduate career. This graduating student must possess a positive demeanor and an outstanding presence among their peers. They must also have demonstrated academic success in their field of study, also while making an impact at King's and within the greater community. I'm pleased to introduce the class of 2021 valedictorian, Rebecca Francis.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family, friends, faculty, administration, alumni, and fellow graduates, wherever you might be today. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank all the people who make Western University and King's University College a special place. To the Board of Directors, for the wisdom you bring, the prayers that you pray, and the vision you lay out for King's, we want to thank you. To the administration, thank you for the oversight you bring for the school and for making the tough calls when needed. Thank you to the faculty for providing us with a tremendous education and pushing us to do our best even on the most difficult days, especially during this pandemic. To the staff who work diligently to support students, faculty, and the school, we want to thank you. To the maintenance department that keeps our campus running efficiently and creating a beautiful place for us to come, learn, and grow every day, we thank you. To every member of each graduate's family who supports, sacrifices, and dedicates themselves to the lives of each and every one of us, your presence is powerful and must not be overlooked. For that, we say thank you. Parents, guardians who have supported us throughout our entire lives, your support, encouragement, and helping hands have and will forever go a long way. We love you and thank you dearly. To fellow graduates, thank you for supporting and pushing one another to achieve more and become better people. Thank you, graduates and the whole King's community, for creating an inclusive and empowering environment where everyone feels welcome, heard, and respected. Continue to support, accept, and love one another, no matter who and what they are. Without each one of you, the graduating class of 2021 would not be here today. So, congratulations to not only my fellow graduates, but to everyone for becoming a part of the unbreakable class of 2021. Graduates, it took a lot of strength, courage, and determination to arrive where we are today, and you should all be very proud of yourselves. This year's class will serve as an inspiration for future generations that follow. Something that I've learned along the way is to never give up, always keep pushing yourself to be better than the person you were yesterday. Look forward to the person you're becoming, don't compare yourself to others, and define success for yourself. Strive to be a better person, to be kinder, and to be more knowledgeable in all aspects of life. Don't ever limit yourself to the confines of your own mind and what you think you can become. At the end of the day, anything is possible, and that is something we should never lose sight of. Don't see it to believe it, but believe it to see it. What university in this pandemic has taught me is to find internal motivation and rely less on external factors for fulfillment. You don't need a classroom to learn, a bar to feel social, or a touch to care. Leverage every moment to become the best version of you. It all starts with your mindset. Strive to be process-oriented with goals in mind instead of goal-oriented with process in mind. Don't get fixated on the destination, just enjoy the process. Be in the now, welcome change, and live in the moment because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. As David Hume famously put it, even though the sun has risen thousands of times before, there is no way to prove that it will rise again tomorrow. Never be afraid to be yourself, ever. Some of you graduates have probably seen me in the front of your classrooms putting up my hand and shouting out the completely wrong answer. My message here is just make a choice. Whether it's right or wrong, just go for it. You will either learn from it or gain from it. Voice and share your ideas. People will either value it or give you their perspective. Both are significant. Speak up, don't be afraid to be yourself, and own everything you do. Be open and listen to others, no matter who they are. We all have greatness within us. As COVID graduates, we are on the cusp of a completely different world. Prepare for change, be open-minded, and be understanding and compassionate. Help the person on your left, help the person on your right, the person above you, and the person below you. It's us, the planet, the people around us, and the higher power if you believe in it. Those are the most significant factors in our life, and we should care about every single one of them because they will be with us forever. So, be grounded, be who you are, care about others, and also care about the one thing you are standing on. because without it, none of us would be here today. At the end of a day, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, if you can look around the room and be truly happy with who you are, that is all that matters in life. We are all just here to survive. We are all just human beings, nothing more and nothing less. So be kind to one another, treat others with respect, and be a good human. Help others when they're down, support one another, believe in yourself, and always give life everything you've got. King's University College, Western University, family, friends, parents, faculty, alumni, administration, and fellow graduates, I want to thank you. It has been a true honor to stand before you today as the valedictorian for the graduating class of 2021. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I want to thank you all for the knowledge, experience, and relationships you have built for us. Congratulations, class of 21. Cheers to accomplishing a very important milestone in your life. Here's to new beginnings in the future that lies ahead. And always remember to stay humble and kind. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was absolutely fantastic. And we wish you nothing but success moving forward. So now Rebecca joins another family. She will now be a King's alumna. And I am now pleased to welcome Jennifer Ayres, President of the King's University Alumni Association and a graduate of the class of 2008.
King's 2021 graduates, congratulations, you did it. Your relationship with King's started years ago, probably before you ever set foot on campus. What's important to recognize now as you graduate is that your time with King's is not ending. King's is part of who you are just as much as you are part of what King's is, and that will never change. As you graduate today, and as life takes you in many new and exciting directions, remember that the King's University College Alumni Association can help keep you connected to the entire King's community that's been part of your life over the past few years. We will stay in touch with you, and we look forward to meeting you at one of our many events. Today, it is my great honor, on behalf of the King's University College Alumni Association, to congratulate each of you on the many achievements that led you to this moment and welcome you to your new relationship with King's as alumni members. King's alumni are an active group united by memories of our King's student experience and shared alumni experiences. Your Alumni Association is dedicated to fostering new and preserving existing important bonds through the many events, programs, services, and networking opportunities offered by the association. Getting involved is easy. Make sure that we have your up-to-date contact information. This will help to ensure that you receive your copy of the Herald, King's Alumni Magazine. Connect with us on King's website, Instagram, and Facebook pages to learn about upcoming events like pub nights, speaker series, theater trips, prestigious golf events, and many others that support the King's community. Now, before I end, I want to let you know about 3 simple things that you can do as a new alumni member to stay connected to King's. Number 1, read the emails that we send you. They're full of a lot of information about upcoming events. Number 2, wear your King's wear. It's a simple way to meet other alumni wherever you are, and King's alumni are everywhere and quick to say hello to a fellow alumnus. Number 3, attend an in-person or virtual alumni event. They're a great and easy way to connect with other alumni and interact with the King's community. Trust me, you will miss King's, and the Alumni Association makes it easy and engaging to reconnect. The point is, being involved is the best way to keep your connection to King's strong. You are now members of a proud and persevering group of graduates, and I, along with all King's alumni, look forward to meeting you. Welcome, new alumni, to your King's University College Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. We have one more portion to our celebration this evening, and it's one that I'm sure many of you are excited about, as it was something you voted on, and it's our last lecture. This year, Dr. Trevor Hunter was chosen to deliver the class of 2021 last lecture. Trevor is an associate professor of governance and management at King's, where he teaches corporate governance, strategic management, and international business. I know that Trevor will deliver an engaging, thought-provoking, and memorable lecture for everyone.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the King's University College 2021 graduating class. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you as you celebrate your accomplishments. I am truly humbled to be given the honor to address you as you end one stage in your lives and embark upon the next. I want to thank the students who nominated and selected me to share in this celebration of your success. As well, I'd like to thank Katrina Clark for organizing this last lecture, and Ryan and Jensen who are recording me now. Wow, what a year, hey? Let's just take a moment and breathe a collective sigh of relief. I mean, completing a degree is a big deal any year, but you all just completed the final year that was literally without precedent in the history of the world. When you look at it that way, it's kind of cool that you'll be able forever to say to your kids when they complain about how hard something is, you say, oh yeah, well, I had to finish my degree over Zoom, and that ought to keep them quiet. But I'm kidding, it won't. But seriously, you, the class of 21 as a cohort, should look at your accomplishment with a little extra pride. As you look forward to the future, I wanted to use this time to reflect on what your degree has given you and how it has prepared you for what comes next. Now, you might be a little anxious about what comes next, but that's okay. It's normal to feel anxious about change, and you're going to experience a big one in your life. Regardless of what you do next, grad school or work or whatever, your life will be very different from what it has been for the last few years, because for the last few years, you've been focused on getting to where you are today. So now you're here, and whether you believe it or not, you are ready for what's next. I've often told my students that earning a university degree is far more than getting the piece of paper that you get when you walk across the stage. The paper is only a physical representation of a very real but intangible transformative process affecting how you interpret and interact with the world around you. What I mean by that is, in the process of earning your degree, you've learned to think and act differently than how you did when you started. This transformation was facilitated by many things. Certainly some of the change came from your learning the lessons from your professors and the readings and the projects they assigned. But you've learned a lot of technical skills, like doing research and writing and making presentations. And if you're a MA student, you know how to balance a balance sheet, I hope, what gives a firm a competitive advantage, how to do a marketing report, and yada, yada, yada. But some skills are program specific and others cross disciplines. And you spent your time at university not only learning, but learning to learn. A lot of the transformation came from interacting with your fellow students, all of whom had, very different backgrounds and life experiences than you, while you were also engaging with the university and the wider community. Maybe you joined a club, or maybe you were on a sports team. Maybe you volunteered with some nonprofit in the city. A lot of you came to London from a different city or a country, and you had to learn how to adult and navigate life on campus and on your own. Hopefully you tried new experiences and you went to places you never encountered before. When you look back at all the things that you've done, the things that you've learned, the people you've met, you should do so with amazement. You are a product of what you learned, and because you learned new things, you can now do things you couldn't before. As a university graduate, regardless of your degree, the most important skill that I think you learned, and really it's the biggest part of the transformative process, is the ability to think critically. The ability to think critically means you don't simply take things, be they concepts or feelings or ideas or perspectives or whatever, that you read or hear as being the truth. As critical thinkers, you question why things are what they mean, why the concepts and views are accepted as truth, and you do so without imposing any of your personal beliefs or bias. In other words, critical thinkers observe and investigate with the goal of forming a belief after they learn, rather than seeking out information that merely reinforces their existing beliefs. Now, you developed this skill because you were exposed to diverse thoughts through the various theories and perspectives you encountered in your classes and from the people with whom you worked and became friends. You learned to be critical thinkers by tackling and learning to understand and explain abstract and complex concepts. You had to undertake research and analysis and develop and then test hypotheses and discuss your findings, whether they supported or negated them. Essentially, you learned to think critically as you learned to create new knowledge. And that is the essence of what it means to be a university graduate. Critical thinkers acknowledge that their view could be wrong And they're okay with people not agreeing with them. And they're open to learning and adapting to their own points of view as they learn new things. Now, why is this important? Well, we live in a complex world in which we are bombarded with information and messaging that is designed to trick us into believing that what is being said is actually the truth. Now, I often tell students that businesses will tell you something is when it isn't, and that it isn't when it is in order to make money. It's really up to you to decide whether you can believe them or if you care that they're lying to you. But it's not just businesses that are attempting to trick you. There are all sorts of social views and belief systems that create our own biases. And it can be tempting to think that because we believe something to be self-evident, that everyone else believes it too. We often think that because something should be a certain way, that everyone will agree with what we believe and do what we want. And these beliefs are wrong. The world is a diverse place, and there are a lot of people who believe that their view is right with just as much conviction as you do. And to some extent, one or both of you must be right and wrong, but not completely. Simply wanting something to be right does not make it so. Today's world is designed to create unthinking adherence to predominant dogma, which is creating more division and intolerance. The world needs more people who can see all sides. The world needs fewer people who look at us versus them. Critical thinkers realize this. They do not want everyone to be like them, but rather they embrace diversity of thought. This is what makes critical thinkers great leaders. But it's tough. It's not easy to be different. The question is not, can you think critically because you can, but rather, will you? Being able to do something doesn't mean you'll do it. You have to choose to think critically. You have to choose to act on what you learn. It's hard work to be a critical thinker, despite having greater access to information than it has ever existed. It's way easier to live in an echo chamber and surround ourselves with people and ideas which we already agree, or cling to beliefs that sound good but lack substance. It's way easier to be intolerant and be lauded for right thinking. It's hard to be open to other points of view. There's a lot of pressure to conform. There's a lot of risk involved with disagreeing with the popular opinion. Unconventional thinkers have been ostracized forever, but never the way that they have been in the 21st century, especially with the power of social media. That said, it's worth putting in the work. The opportunity for success as a critical thinker, and I define success as whatever you define as success, is bounded only by one's desire to reach one's potential. History's greatest successes found opportunities to succeed by seeing the world in ways that others didn't. Think of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, who famously said that people didn't know what they wanted until I showed it to them. Or the great Nelson Mandela, who's often regarded as a superior critical thinker for many reasons, not the least of because he included those that perpetuated apartheid in reconciliation after he became South Africa's president. Now, I've seen graduates do things time and time again that are amazing through tough odds, and I know that you can do them too. You've developed the skills to do and be whatever you want. You may have more work to do. You may have more obstacles to overcome. You may have to do some additional schooling, but you have the foundation you need to start the next step on your journey towards success, if you use it. Now, I know that sounds kind of idealistic, but those of you who know me know that I don't lie to my students. Now, of course, I teach management, so my frame of reference is my subset of King's graduates from the Moss program. But let's talk about some amazing recent graduates. Let's talk about one of my students who started working at the Lululemon retail store here in London and dreamt of working at the corporate office and is now there in BC in charge of quality assurance for their global supply chain. Another graduate who wanted to give back somehow now helps run a Christian nonprofit in Hong Kong. Another one was awarded Entrepreneur of the Year in 2019. And just the other day, I received a message from one of my former students who'd bought a business that helps match healthcare workers with organizations that need them around the province. I could go on, and I know that there are many amazing teachers and lawyers and social workers and academics and public sector leaders from all other programs at King's who are adding a ton of value to their lives, to their employers, and their communities. Many of these graduates pursued, graduate degrees, but not all, because they honed the skills they needed for grad school or their careers at King's, and they left here with everything you have, and in some cases, because the school has evolved and innovated, less than what you have. The point is, you're ready. Whether you know it or not, you have what it takes to succeed. Your journey ahead might be short or long, depending on what you define success, but you are all ready to start it. You finished earning a world-class degree during one of the most disruptive periods in the last 100 years. Let that marinate for a minute. And think on this. You just proved that with an open mind, you can learn to learn new things in new ways and be successful over a daunting task. You deserve to feel proud of what you accomplished. You deserve to feel empowered by what you overcame. You need to bank this memory and use these feelings if the going gets tough in the future. Remember that if you can overcome the challenges the pandemic threw at you, you can do anything. And I challenge you to keep using these schools as you go out into the world, proud of your achievements and confident in your abilities to become the success you know you can become. And I want to leave you with 2 requests. First, you got a Western degree. I know that, but I want to remember you graduated from King's. It drives me crazy when Western grads say, they say they're Western grads when they clearly went to King's. Be proud of the fact that you went to King's. Being a King's grad differentiates you from everyone else. I also want you to support your school 3 ways. First, if you can, donate money to the school. In Canada, we don't really have an established tradition of supporting our alma mater like they do in the States, and I know in some countries around the world the notion barely exists. But you should share your success with the institution that helped you develop the skills that led to that success. Start a scholarship or a bursary and your name or somebody else's to help students study what you studied, or to help those who don't have the resources to study. Support research by endowing a research chair for a faculty member. Name a room or a building after you or your family. Put King's in your will. Give the school money. You have the opportunity to create a legacy that benefits students for years to come. Second, be present for the school. One of the best things you can do for King's is to give of your time. Again, I can only speak of MEM, but I'm reminded of how many of my students have benefited from the likes of Tim Wasik and Matt Wiseman and Lucy Liu and Bree Newman and the late great Joe McDonald and many others, too numerous to name, who've provided guidance to our students seeking advice about careers or industry insight. Come back to homecoming. Speak at career readiness events or in one of your former professors' classes. Be a mentor to new grads. Have a coffee with a student looking to learn about what you do or what your company does. And finally, look to hire King's students first. Get your company to put King's in their recruiting plan. If you're good enough for your company to hire, you can be sure that there will be other graduates who are just as good or even better than you. And I promise we'll keep making them good. Now, as I read this speech on a nearly deserted campus to be recorded and played later, can't help but being struck by how weird this convocation is. I mean, I love convocation. I love dressing up like this in this crazy purple dress, seeing everyone and their families with their smiles that go from ear to ear and the pride and the happiness. It is pure joy. It's easy to lament what should have been at this celebration, but instead I implore you to celebrate with even greater intensity than you would if you were here. I urge you to hug and thank the ones you love, the ones who helped you accomplish what so few in the world have. Class of 21, you will look back on this year with amazement. You're part of an exclusive club. You've done something that no one has done in over 100 years. Finished your final university year and in a global pandemic. That is pretty damn cool. So thank you once again to the KUCSC for this wonderful honor. I wish you all health and happiness in your life after King's. Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor. That was amazing. This now brings our celebration here to a close. Thank you for joining us as we honor the achievements of you, our wonderful graduates. It's a great day of beginnings. It's also a day to celebrate the wonderful people you've become during your time here at King's. I look forward to celebrating your convocation at a later date and wish you and your families the very, very best. We'll now have a recognition of the class of 2021 as we showcase each graduate's name. Congratulations again to the class of 2021. Good night.